Namaste, Vitruvians. We are back. Hello, and welcome to everyone. Mike, how are you?
I'm doing excellent. It's been a busy morning. I'm excited for what we've got. We have a lot to go over.
It's a busy morning for me also, and I got my time wrong. So at about 9 o'clock, I'm pinging you, Mike. Let's go live. And I just
I'm
then
like, what's
realized,
going
hey,
on?
we got an extra hour. So
Yeah,
got some extra work done, etc. So that's great.
yeah.
But yeah, it has been a very busy week. And one of the things I realize is that like the week goes so fast because we're spending so much time in meetings and discussions and all that kind of stuff. It's never like, oh, what am I going to do today? It's like, oh, crap, the day is over already, and it's just one endless cycle. And I like it. I like it, especially because we've been having some good lives with the creators, with the buying blitz, etc. It's been a lot of fun. So, and I'm excited for today's session also. So, should we just get going?
Let's do it.
All right, let's bring this on. All right, everybody, welcome to the Vitruveo download, where we review the events of the week in the past and give you an update on what's coming up in the week ahead. This is season 4, episode 13. Today is September 27, 2024. I'm Nick Kalyani, founder and CEO, and with me is Mike Purdy, COO. And we are together very excited to share everything that's exciting and happening in the world of Vitruveo. So today, let's start our journey first by talking about the Vitruveo updates in general. So the big update for us today is, as announced, we have launched the Explorer on mainnet. And to tell us more about it, I have a special guest here. So welcome here, Mr. Nelio. Nelio, how are you?
Hello, hi Nikki, hi Mike, and hello community. As always, I say please. Sorry about my English, but I will do my best to participate with you, Nikki.
Your English is amazing. Your English is amazing, and we're happy to have you. But without further ado, let's share the screen. This is amazing. Here we have it. We have our new Explorer. It is live. If you try and reload it and you don't see it, it's probably because your browser has cached the IP address. You may have to. Best thing is just reboot your computer. It'll probably solve the problem.
Yeah,
But Nelio, tell us about this.
Nikki, this is a huge challenge because we need to do a lot of efforts in the backstage to put that live. And not only because the configuration, as you know, we have put the test net in live in these last weeks, but it's about the size of the network to indexing all that transactions blocks and all that things use a lot of computer power and CPUs, memory, and all that things. And not only that, we not have only create an environment for the people can use and explore the things, but maintain that in a high level and high quality of connection, speed, and security. And right now, most of the developers can use that to create their applications involving Vitruveo network, blockchain, and all the stuffs around the Vitruveo, because this new Explorer have a lot of amazing things.
Yeah. And our goal was to just get it running. And now, as time progresses, we are gonna make upgrades to it. We're gonna add some themes to it. It already has. If you notice, it already has multiple themes here. You got a light theme. You got a dim theme. You got a midnight theme and a dark theme, and we'll be adding a Vitruveo theme there also. It's just a matter of time, but our priorities were to get the functionality going, and then we'll look at aesthetics and things like that, and we'll also explore here on the download each week. Probably one of these features here, because there's a ton to explore here. We've got GraphQL built in, we've got a REST API built in, RPC API, etc. So we'll explore all that in time every week, and help shed some more light onto it. So Nelio, one of the challenges with the previous version of Explorer is that it frequently went down. Can you assure us about the reliability of this one? What are you doing to make sure that this is reliable?
Yes, Nikki, we creating a totally different network structure for that explorer. We start not only by providing all redundancy in terms of servers, but we create a security way to publish all that things, because sometimes when we are developing a application, we can do wrongly a lot of requests simultaneously. And for us, this could be a problem because the network and the CPU it's not an infinite, and we need to put all peoples in a properly line of the way how to access that data. But we have done that in a way of, if you have an application or if you are a single user in your browser, you have the same performance. It's instantaneously. And why? Because we put a lot of more servers, and all that servers in a high scalability. In that way, you have no single point of failure. Probably uh, things around the network can stop and that explorer continues working. And we made that because we understand that as a central point for most of the applications, where you can check the things, where you can realize if something is okay, or if you, especially if you are involved in the community for developer something, this will help you a lot. And the major part of the explorer is, right now anyone can use that in, in a fancy way with a good performance. If you are a developer, or if you are not a developer, if you are a simple user, you can see all your transactions online. As you see in the main screen, Nikki, you can see all blocks when it's mining. It's not like the other explorer. The old explorer show the blocks only after 7 seconds. Right now, you see in the real time the new blocks. When
Wow.
new blocks is in stage, you see that block. You see that block when it's minted, and you see the transactions inside that block instantaneously. This is a complete new change on the way of the explorer works.
That's amazing, and I see that we've got some cool graphs and all that. And you and I also talked about the fact that by default, the Block Scout Explorer targets Ethereum, so everything is ETH. But over time, we're going to change that also, so it will say Vitru. But we want to make the changes in a way that we can continue to upgrade, and we are not locked in, because that was a problem with the old one. We were locked in, but we're going to make the changes in a way where when there's a new upgrade for Block Scout, we can upgrade it, but still apply our changes. So it's going to be very minimal in terms of the aesthetic, etc. But we are going to function more, we are going to focus more on making sure it's reliable, fast, and upgraded as new releases come out. So, Nelio, the other thing I want to ask you is in terms of things like GraphQL, since it's built in now, it makes our GraphQL separate service obsolete. Is that right? Or are we still going to keep it?
Yes, this new Block Scout and this new Explorer have all the features of we have on our GraphQL. But what is the difference between these two services? The first is more for address or main tokens of the network, and give for the rest of the community a lot of power to do quickly searches on certain tokens. But when we talk about that GraphQL inside the Explorer, you have a lot of more improvements, because it's not only about the transfers only. You can measure all transfers. You can see when one token is who is the owner of a token right now. You can see all that things, but not only that, you can see the entirely history of a token. Who
Yeah.
is the owner? Who is the old owner? You can track in all that things, and that Explorer gives you the link for you share that things with other persons. This is good because when you create a query in the GraphQL, you can share that things in the Explorer links for anyone can see if it's okay or not, because it's not a question of getting the information only. It's about the publicity. Give for the community the properly um, transparency about the things, and anyone can check all the things on that explorer. You
Got it.
do a GraphQL query and share the link to prove that transaction or things happen.
All right, let's shift focus now to developers. As I understand it, all developers have to re-verify their contracts. Is that correct?
Yeah, all developers need re-verify all the contracts because it's a new base. We start that explorer from the scratch. We not imported anything from the legacy explorer. And why? Because this explorer have a new architecture. It's not about only one or two or three servers. This explorer is done in a mesh. If we need to put more servers or scale down or scale up, this is happening automatically. And because of that, you need to re-verify, because the information of you verify is shared between all these mesh servers. And this is one important thing for us.
Got it. Got it. Well, Nelio, first of all, thank you. This is amazing. It's great. And secondly, I'm really glad to see you back again and healthy. I know you were not well for a little bit, but I appreciate that you're back again and kicking ass for us. So thanks so much for joining us there. You're always welcome to show up here anytime. I think the community loves having you. So definitely welcome anytime. But thanks so much for joining us here today. And what I want to do now, just stick around for a little bit. I want to show a couple of features that to me are very, very interesting and really uh, make Vitruveo unique among all the blockchains. So one of the things that we did is when we started rolling out Vitru Suite, etc., we announced how we are departing from the architecture of other blockchains, how they deal with, for example, smart contracts for artists, etc. And we came up with a very unique innovation. I don't even think most artists are completely aware of it. But on Vitruveo, when you consign your first artwork, when you're approved, there's actually a smart contract created just for you. It's called the vault. In that vault is everything related to you. If there's anything ever licensed from you, it's in that vault. And this is very unique. On other blockchains, you might go to a platform like Manifold, and if you have the knowledge, you can probably create your own contract, etc. But it's not the case for general marketplaces. They are one contract or a contract factory that has all their work. Because of this unique architecture, now you can start seeing the amazing results that are possible with this Explorer. So to demonstrate, I'm going to go to one of our artists here in our community who's there all the time here. So Southern Fried. Now look at this. Because it is one vault, you can just search for any artist and you can see their entire sales. These are all the artworks that have been sold. You can see what transfers are there. Not only that, every artist can now see exactly who all their holders are. And look here on the right. It will tell you who are your biggest holders here. In this case, this is my address here. I have 16 of their Southern Fried's artworks and have 13.33%. So this is the power of having a vault with Studio. It is your standalone vault. So let's go look at some other artists. Let's go look at Dr. Martin, for example. Here we go. And search. So there's all his sales. He's got 32 holders and 120. So this is the power of what we're doing. Folks, when we build things here, I always make it a point that we are doing it from first principles. Believe me, every single feature that you see in Studio, etc., the architecture has been developed with either the usability of the audience in mind or with a long-term view of scalability. If we are going to get to millions of artists and billions of transactions, we have to architect things in a way, and we plan on doing that. We plan on getting there. And so with each step, you will see how we basically reveal for you why a certain feature was built the way. It might not make sense and it'd be like, wow, this is different. Why are they doing this way when everyone else does it this way? Well, there's a reason for it. And as we move forward, you will see those reasons. It's hard to explain it in technical terms, but when we have a day like this, when we can say, okay, now you can see why we have a vault and why we have the capability of this. Not only is this an important thing where you can see this, but it also makes it permanent. In other words, there is no scenario in which an artist can be shut off. They cannot be locked out. They cannot be blocked. This is a common occurrence for artists in many platforms where they are from Iran or Cuba or something. Boom, they get blocked. Or North Korea, they get blocked. It is not possible to do that here. So an artist can be assured that with Vitruveo's architecture, it is forever. They have access forever. Nelio, I know you like this feature. Talk to me about it.
Nikki, let me say two important things about that, because when we start and you create the vault contract for each artist, we know that is more security. We know what this help the artist about the technical perspective. But when we see that gallery in their vaults in this new Explorer, it's amazing. But
Yeah.
we have one interesting feature on that, Nikki. For example, if you click in any of that card,
Yeah, let's
if
do
you
it. Here we
in
go.
anyone, you can see not only the original asset, but you have the link for the store of that artist. You have the name, you have the description, and you have all that data. But the most important, Nikki, this is inside the blockchain. It's not a third part application or a Web2 application showing that things. This is inside of the blockchain. This make a new remarkable point, because the rest of the platforms shows for you you have a contract in a blockchain, but you not have your asset inside the blockchain. And in that case, you have your asset inside the blockchain. This is amazing. And you can create links like that. You can do all that things using the studio, because the studio is a more easy and fancy way to do that. But if anyone have knowledge to do that directly using the contracts, can do. And this, all that consignment, it's doing directly in the blockchain. This is the most beautiful part of that technology, because it's not a layer on top of the blockchain. This is the blockchain.
Yeah.
And let me say, Nikki, for you, when we create, we put that new version of the Explorer. This, as I said in the past, it's a huge challenge, because have a lot of parameters, things to create that architecture, to public that. And when you see all that things, look how fast the things appears in your
Yeah.
screen. It's
Yeah.
instantaneously. And I know I'm not an artist or an creator, but I will say something in my ignorance. I don't know if it's the terms in English, but in my innocence, would like to propose something. When I see something like the OpenSea have something like of our Explorer do by default.
Yeah.
And this is our Explorer. It's not our suite. Our suite have a lot of more amazing features than that. And our Explorer competing with, it's probably capable to compete with all that other platforms
Yeah.
in a blockchain level.
Absolutely. Nelio, I am 100% confident we are going to leave all those platforms way behind in the dust. It's just a matter of time. All this technology is coming together. I really like to think of Vitruveo as at the intersection of the humanities and sciences. This has not been done very often. People are either technology or the humanities, but we are the intersection of it, which is very compelling from a market standpoint. So I think we're going to see tremendous growth. It's just a matter of time as we go through and get this built out. But again, thank you so much, Nelio. I really appreciate it. I think everyone's gonna love this feature, and especially artists. I think now, because the degree of information available to you, it's been opaque before, and now it's like the curtains open and you can see who I still maintain that it's fine that your patrons are going to remain anonymous to you, but at least you can see their addresses and know who's collecting and things like that. So it's great. So Nelio, thank you again. Appreciate it. Now get back to work, please. We have to deliver. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, and
thank you, Nick.
All right. Mike, what do you have to say about this?
I'm blown away. I love it. You know, you and I had a chance to, see it during testnet and play with it a little bit, but just to see it live is such a milestone for Vitruveo. I think that the speed is incredible, the UI is incredible, the data, the charting. It's night and day compared to the prior version. So I'm just ecstatic.
Yeah, I love it too.
Based on the feedback, the community's blown away. So, and your new name is Nikki, according to the community.
That's fine. All right, let's continue with our Vitruveo updates. And I understand you have to leave early today, so we're gonna flip things around. And instead of doing exhibit first, we're gonna do a blocks update first. All right, that's fine.
Yes.
All right, pending task update. So as we promised, we have this backlog of list of tasks that need to be complete, of various airdrops that are due to people, various benefits that are due. We are working through that list, and every week I'm going to update you on what we've done. So this week, one of the biggest things we did was we did 100% unstaking of Vitro from the old contract. Now, the old contract was static, was not upgradable, and it didn't have any features beyond a 60-day staking. And we didn't want to keep that around. We want to have flexible staking. So we got that done. Most of you probably recognize that there were some extra bonus Vitro beyond your reward. Many of you were not eligible for the reward, but we grandfathered that in anyway because you staked after the 60-day period, but we didn't look at that. Everyone got the reward. We also put a small bonus in lieu of the DEX LP share because we are right now don't have the bandwidth to focus on implementing the export and import and calculation of LPs. And right now, the transactions are still pretty small. So in lieu of doing all that, we just give a bonus. So that closes the chapter on the current Vitro unstake with LP, but that doesn't mean it's over. We are opening a new chapter. So we are currently in talks with multiple providers for the new DEX implementation. And one of the requirements there is we want to have the LP fees directly tied to the Vitro staking contract, so it's automated, and we don't have to get into this problem of having to deal with manual transfers and all that. So that is a requirement for the new DEX implementation. But with this unstaking complete, and basically everyone is made whole, and there are no more pending tasks related to Vitro unstaking. Now the new chapter begins. There will be more staking concepts, and there will be automated LP fees for Vitro. We'll talk more about that once it's available. The second thing that we did was we had recently announced the ability for people who provide liquidity and buys on the DEX to get Vibe. So we've solved a portion of that problem, not all of it. So the liquidity provider problem has been resolved, and the reward was for every $100 in liquidity, there would be 15 Vibe. So I'm pleased to say that as of yesterday, that was completed. Let me look up the number here. It was 1,000. I'm sorry, not 1,000. It was 40. It was 40 people that essentially got that. Now, we still have the buy issue to be resolved. We'll get that resolved. That's still on our list. But then what we're going to do is retire this program as it stands right now, and we will have a new program. Mike and I are working on the details of the program. Whenever we announce it, we will announce it so it's backdated to September 15. So we'll run all transactions from there. So just to clarify again, those who provided liquidity have had their vibe airdrop to them. Those who did buys, we don't have a resolution yet. We have to figure out how to do it, because what we are dealing with here is people who are buying and selling immediately. So it kind of washes things out. We have to figure out how to deal with that. We're going to deal with that. And then the second task is come up with a new program for that. So that is in play. Please be patient. We are working on it. It's going to take some time. We'll get it resolved, but there is no urgency to have it implemented, because, as I said, whenever we implement it, it will be backdated to September 15th. All right. All right. Moving on to the next task. Yesterday, we had an amazing validator town hall to get all our validators synced up with the latest news and updates. So the three main points that we communicated there was that validators would have an uptime requirement of 95% in order to get the benefits. So validators have a validator incentive program, which gives them a fixed amount of Vitru that is divided among all the validators that have 95% uptime. And they also have Vibe pool earnings. So we've set this 95% as the benchmark, as the baseline. You got to achieve that. Right now, there are many validators who basically had a concern that they are paying out of pocket to host their node at the moment while we don't have full liquidity. And that is a true concern. And so we've introduced a new program called Ice Node, which basically allows them to put their node in an archive or move it off the network to reduce or eliminate their monthly costs until there is liquidity, which we are very close to that. But they would, if they take the ice node approach, they would have to put their node on ice for 6 months, and during that time, obviously, they would not have any income from the VIP Validator Incentive Program or from the Validator Vibe Pool. So that's a new initiative, and it's an optional thing. If people want to take it, they can take it and avail of it, so they don't have to spend money until there is liquidity. And at that point, they come on the network, and it's business as usual. The last thing we want to communicate is about the VTech team and its role. So we clarified the role of the VTech team. It is a resource. It is a resource to provide documentation, starter kits, updates, but primarily it's about guidance. The VTech team is not for providing technical support to validators. If a validator does not have the technical expertise to run their own node, the VTech team cannot help them and is not obligated in any way to help them. They need to make their own individual arrangements for obtaining technical support. So we needed to clarify that, because people were essentially taking advantage of VTech team members asking for technical support, and that is not the case at all. Just want to make it crystal clear: VTech team's role is to provide guidance, documentation, information, and also make videos, things like that. They are not providing technical support. All right, so that's that. And then Mike, do you have anything to add to this, since you're a node holder also?
No, I think you covered everything, Nick. I think we've been wanting to connect with the validator community for a while, and really just kind of build the communication, address any concerns, and so it was a great meeting. I'm super glad that we had it. And everything that you stated is exactly what we discussed. So we just wanted to present options to the validators. Everybody's in a unique situation. There's some node holders that have up to 5 nodes, and that could be $1,000 a month in some cases that they're paying out of pocket. And I think it's important just to provide options for the validators until liquidity is there. And I think we accomplished that with the options that we provided. So I'm very pleased with what we put out. And yeah, we're excited.
Great. All right, and next topic is something that everyone's been waiting for. So it's about the stake. So last week I reported that we were testing scope changes. We found some defects, so had to go back and update the changes, update the contract, and make some changes. Those changes are completed as of this AM, and these are the final changes. We know now everything works. The contract, actually, if you go to scope and go to smart contracts, you can see there's a core stake contract Oh, wow, I forgot about the new Explorer. So the contract here has not yet been validated because as we were just well, it says this is interesting. It says it's been verified, although I haven't done. Oh, you know what? It's the main contract that was verified, not the proxy. So anyway, so you can see that this was updated as of an hour ago. So that's the change I'm referring to. The change is now in place, and so we can finish up the scope update and release it to you. This has been a task that's been on my list and has been bugging me a lot. So I'm highly motivated to get it off my plate because Mike asks me every morning and every night what is the status of it, and I want to talk about other things other than this. So I'll get it done by the weekend. It'll be up, and now that the actual contract changes are finalized, so that's the word on that. As soon as it's updated, we'll give you a minor update with all the details. I don't want to share details because they might change before we give them to you. But I totally recognize. Mike also recognizes the importance of having this up. But on the plus side, with the Vitro unstake done, it frees us to actually implement the Vitro staking program much faster now. So you win some, you lose some. In this case, I would say it's even. We did the Vitro unstaking, but we pushed back the Vitro stake thing. So it's just a matter of a couple days now, folks, and it'll be done. All right, Mike, it's your show now with Blocks Gaming Updates. I'm going to hop off and come back on when you're done.
Okay. Are you going to be able to drive, right?
Yeah,
You'll
I'll
be able
steer.
to advance?
I'll
Okay.
just take myself off the video.
Awesome. All right. Thank you. Okay. Vlox Gaming. So just kind of give an overview again. When we originally launched Vitruveo, it was really going to be an artist blockchain. What we started to see is that we really should take advantage of some of the gaming aspects of what's going on in Web3 because it is such a massive market. So we realized that our main website really was kind of grouping the art, the protocol, everything together. And when we decided to launch a gaming vertical within the protocol, we realized that we had to start making changes. So the main website for Vitruveo is going to be really protocol focused. Then we came out with Exhibit, which is going to be the art vertical, and now we have Blocks, which is going to be the gaming vertical. When we originally came out with Vortex, that was obviously the native game for Vitruveo. What we realized is that whenever we developed Vlox in this new vertical, we had to kind of put a pause on the Vortex and really build the container and build out the vertical because we also had third-party games that were interested in building on our chain. So we realized that we have to get this vertical done. And so that's really what we're going to focus on today. And I'm excited to provide some updates on what we're doing within this vertical. So the tagline is build, play, earn, dominate, which is super fun, super cool. So we'll go next. So Vlox is going to be the world's first gaming ecosystem with rebasing that rewards developers and players. So it's going to be a little unique in that way. So Vlox Gaming, as I said, is going to be the vertical. And right now we're going to have Vortex, which is the native game of Vitruveo. We're coming soon on that. We'll have some updates on that shortly. Sabong Evolution, which is super exciting, which is Garfield's project. That's our third party game that's going to be coming soon. And then we also have future titles that we're exploring right now. And those are going to be additional titles that we're going to be building out within the Vlox ecosystem. So Vlox is Vitruveo's gaming ecosystem, and it's currently onboarding native and third-party games. Website is currently being developed and will be ready shortly. So let's go over the features and benefits of what the Vlox vertical is going to entail. So the first thing is we have obviously developers, we have players, and we have investors. So for developers, we've broken this down into features and benefits, and then we can kind of address some of the things that we're doing a little bit different. One of the features is that we're going to be unlocking dynamic game economies with on-chain rebasing and RNG, which is a random number generator. Normally, you would have to use Chainlink or some of these for RNG, but we're going to be on chain, which is going to be super innovative and super powerful. The benefit is that you're going to be empowered to the game with blockchain-based rebasing, evolving in in-game currencies or economies, and integrate true randomness through on-chain RNG, ensuring a fair and transparent gaming experience for players, which is awesome. We'll go next. The next feature is that we're going to build, launch, and scale the game with powerful blockchain tools. So the benefit is from launching tokens on our crowd-funded game token launchpad to seamless marketplace integration and real-time performance insight, our platform provides all the tools that you need to scale the game and engage players like never before. So this crowdfunding, we're going to kind of touch on that in a little bit. But we will have real-time performance insights for the developers that build within our platform, which is super helpful to know what's going on within the game, at least on the back end. The next feature is customizable smart contracts. So the benefit is that developers can create in-game currencies, loyalty systems, and even virtual marketplaces using adaptable smart contracts. So the marketplaces is going to be a huge component that developers can take advantage of on the vertical. So let's talk a little bit about the players. So for players, the feature is that you can earn, you can compete and dominate in a player-first gaming ecosystem. The benefit of that is that you get rewarded for regular airdrops and earning tokens for simply being a part of the ecosystem. You can also climb global leaderboards and compete in daily, weekly, and monthly challenges for exclusive prizes across multiple games. So it's not just, a game leaderboard, it's an entire ecosystem leaderboard, which is super cool. There's going to be guild monetization. In my talks with other gamers, we have some connections with some pretty top gamers in the space in Web3. And guilds are a huge component of the gaming community. And giving them the opportunity to monetize that guild is going to be a huge component to attract entire guilds, not just one player, but entire communities of players. And this is going to be an important aspect of blocks. So you can team up, form guilds with other players to conquer quests, and then earn massive rewards as a collective for your guild. So this is something very unique, and we're excited about that. The next feature is you own your gaming journey with interoperable assets and real rewards. So the benefit is that you use your in-game assets seamlessly across all ecosystem games, making your progress truly valuable. So imagine using a feature and asset in one game and then being able to use it in a different game. This is a really unique concept, and we're exploring that and seeing how we can incorporate that within all of the games that are going to be within the vertical, which is super, super cool. A global marketplace is going to be a feature. So with Vlox, you're going to be able to buy, sell, and trade skins, weapons, and assets across the entire platform. And this one I'm really kind of super excited about, crowdfunding and grants. So the benefit is that community members of Vlox can provide seed capital to fund new games and profit as they grow, giving you a stake in future gaming on our entire ecosystem, lending and seed capital options for the community. So imagine we're going to be able to have certain games that are coming on board. Maybe they're struggling with capital a little bit, but they have an amazing platform and an incredible dev team. We will have a network of our own developers that we can assist other gamers or other game developers if they need that support or those resources. And then from that, the community then can either lend for certain lending terms or even provide seed capital in exchange for a share of the profit in the game, which is super, super cool. It's almost kind of like a vibe model. But yeah, the good news is the website is being constructed as we speak. So we're just building out the content for it. It's going to move pretty quick because we have to get going on Vortex, and we have to actually have a home and a container for Sabong and some of these other games that want to jump aboard right now. So expect an update very soon.
All right, thank you, Mike. I'm really excited about the the fact that the timing on this is perfect. We are about to do a protocol update, and the random number generator, which I think 99% of the audience doesn't care about, but the 1% who are developers will care about, which is the fact that in order to use random number generation in games, which is a critical aspect of pretty much every game, you currently need to rely on a third-party service called an oracle. So in Ethereum, etc., you typically use a service like Chainlink, which provides a function called VRF. Uh, with our chain, we're going to build in the random number generation into the protocol, so that any smart contract can request a random number and have it in a secure manner. So I'm excited about that. Of course, I'm excited about the whole thing, but the geek in me says, "Wow, that's really exciting." All right. So with that, I think we can move on to exhibit. So Mike, if you need to drop off, you can do that. Or if you want to hang around, that's great also. But let's talk a little bit about exhibit updates for the community. So we are currently in the process of doing an audit of all our apps and noting down where the new brand will be applied, the colors. So it's going to still take a little bit of time. So for a while, we are still going to see Vitru Search and Vitru Studio and things like that. That's not going to go away for a little bit, because it's a fair bit of work to get the brand change, but we are working on it as fast as we can. All right. So this week, the big feature we unleashed was curator fee. So curator fees are activated on search platform, and now anyone with an email address can curate and publish a stack with a default curator fee of 10%. They don't need anything. They don't need a wallet. They don't need to know anything about crypto. All they need to do is go to search and hit curate. Just make some choices of artworks, and then hit log in here with your email, and then hit publish. So you've seen me do this before, so I'm not gonna belabor that. But for my buying blitzes, I've had artists do this, and for the first one, within 24 hours, we had over 250 stacks curated, which is amazing. And then during the buying blitz, it's cool because now our curators earn a fee. They earn 10% of every sale they make. So this is where we are helping reshape thinking a little bit. If you go and look at any marketplace and a typical Web3 artist right now, their journey consists of posting on X about their artwork, their latest work, etc. And the focus with that we want to shift the thinking to is with stacks, is to have people think about we instead of me. In other words, share the works of other artists, because that actually elevates the whole ecosystem, and it gives patrons the chance to look at different styles of art, to discover, etc. And the cool thing for any artist doing that, first of all, they don't have to do it, because we say that you don't have to do any marketing. But if you are going to do it, you should use a stack, because as soon as one of those artists make money, you make money, which is cool part. And this also flows upward to Vibe. So those when an artist or a curator publishes a stack and results in a sale, so the curator gets paid, but the whole community also gets paid, because they get a 2% on that sale. So overall, it's very helpful to everyone to have this abundance kind of mindset, where you're trying to get more of the artists in the ecosystem noticed and promoted via the stacks feature. So really, really super excited about that. All right, next up want to finish that. One of the things that we do, I just talked about vaults earlier in the context of Explorer, but you'll be pleased to know that when someone just uses a stack with an email, what we do is we auto create a different kind of vault for them. It's basically a smart contract. We call it a general vault. And what we are doing is making it so that person's income accumulates in the vault. So even though all you've done is publish a stack, and that stack maybe got sales, your fees are not lost. They are tracked for you in your vault that's created. And whenever you're ready, you come into Studio, you sign in, and you can claim those funds. But we are publishing and doing this for users who don't know about crypto. So we are also adding to Studio custodial wallet capability. Custodial wallet simply means that you don't need to know anything about crypto. You don't need MetaMask or Trust Wallet or whatever. You just continue business as usual with your email address, but you can claim funds and you can use the custodial wallet to transfer them to eventually to fiat currency, but not right now. So we'll work through that process. But the exciting part is we are starting now the journey to begin enabling Vitruveo platform for people who are not crypto savvy. We started with crypto savvy because that's the least friction, easiest, lowest fruit, right? We can get that going. But now we are gonna gradually move the whole stack so that people who don't know anything about crypto can come on board. And our target is within the month of October. This will be done. So you'll start seeing more features that target just simply login with email kind of things. Okay, let's see. Moving on. The next thing is I want to give you a progress on creator level. So some of you might remember this diagram. It's a little bit technical, but the circles are what are important. Essentially, it represents the stages in which we're going to implement creator level. So the first step was profile. Today I saw in development rather, the first look at the new profile. So what we've done is pulled in all the key fields related to a creator's profile into their studio profile. And when you consign an artwork, it automatically copies it from there and loads it up into your artwork. So in the profile, we let you track your social media links. We let you track your exhibitions, your awards, things like that. So that's going to be done, and then immediately after that, we will roll out the KYC, and after that, since we have the first component done, we will have creator level, the initial level rolled out. And after that, we're going to create this very, very ambitious app, which we are calling Creator Claims right now, but really we'll release it as a general purpose claim checker app. So let me talk a little bit about that just to refresh your memory. So the way the creator profile works is that we have creator credentials. So that's your biodata plus KYC. And then we have creator claims. Now, it is not feasible. It is not technically feasible today, even with AI and all of that, to automatically validate any claims that a creator has. So a claim might be, I sold an artwork for 1 ETH. A claim might be, I exhibited in Paris in 2015. There's no way we have an automated way to validate that. So what we are developing is a independent system that's decentralized for validating claims using crowdsourced techniques. So the way that would work is that we would start off by recruiting some claim checkers. They would have KYC, but ultimately we would open it to anybody who does KYC and wants to earn some money in the ecosystem can be a claim checker. They must be trusted. So they must stake some Vitru in order to start their task of claim checker. Why do they stake? Well, to keep them honestly. So if they are found to be cheating, etc., then they would lose their stake. But the basic idea behind a claim checker is someone might make a claim and provide evidence. So there's a claim. I'll use my example. I participated in an exhibition in Paris in 2015. Okay, great. That's your claim. Then you have to provide evidence. So provide one or more links which someone can use to validate it. Now, of course, if your exhibition or whatever was offline, it's up to you to take the offline, I don't know, whether it's a brochure or something with your name, maybe it's a picture of you at the exhibition, etc., and put it online so someone can click on it and look at that evidence and say, okay, yeah, this doesn't look doctored, it's true. And so what we do is we rely on a super majority of claim checkers of that claim to indicate if the claim is true, if it's false or if it's unverifiable. So if it's true and the supermajority of claim checkers agree it's true, then that is considered enough to be added, the points of which to be added to your creator level. If it's found out that it's false, then you're obviously making a claim that is not true, and so you would get negative points. If it's unverifiable, nothing happens. The claim goes nowhere. So with that in mind, we are able to have a point system, and you can have on-chain and off-chain claims. This claim system is the most ambitious of ever created. There's no other blockchain that has something as diverse as this. And while we are starting it off as creator-centric only, we intend to make it generic so it can be used in any context. So think about verifying, for example, anyone's resume claims that I did this, I was in this role from so-and-so to so-and-so. Well, it can be easily verified and validated. So this system, when it's operational and fully loaded, will allow you to validate any online and offline claim made, and make it super easy for anyone to do it, and super affordable too. So that's kind of where we are going. I wanted to kind of just review the point system here. So with creator levels, we have really 5 creator levels of trust. First one is email, where we have your email, but unfortunately we have no trust. So you have 0 points because anyone can create an email address and pretend to be someone else. Then we get into L2, where you validated your mobile, so you get 500 points. Then there's a liveness verification that the KYC provider does. You get 1,000 points. We validate your ID, you get another 1,000 points, and you move up in terms of your KYC levels. So combining that with your profile and claims, you will eventually be able to get to 10,000 points. And there's a hierarchy here. The more data you add, the higher you can get in the levels. So that's the plan right now. As we implement this further, we'll talk more about it and get into details about it. But I think it's important for me to communicate here that the creator level system is not for the benefit of creators. It is for the benefit of patrons, those who are spending money. Because one of the problems plaguing Web3 is lots of fraud, lots of scams, lots of people stealing identities, things like that. And if we are going to get to the levels where professional artists who are used to selling their artworks in galleries, etc., for $5,000, $50,000, etc., are going to trust our system, then we and the buyers of that really are going to trust our system. We need to be sure that when they are looking at a creator, it's a genuine creator and they know that this is an authentic person, etc. So creator levels are not intended to kind of stratify artists, etc. It's simply it's like a credit score. It says, here's what I've achieved. It's a number that tells you what you've achieved. It doesn't delineate between what quote unquote some people call small and quote unquote big artists. I don't like those terms, but it's simply a matter of helping people understand where in your artist journey are you. If you're just starting out, yeah, you're going to have a low score, and you should, because you have not spent maybe the same amount of time and effort in building your reputation as someone who's been in the industry for 20 years, for example. So it's basically building up your rep, and this is true in any industry. And what we want to do is bring that same level of completely objective score into it. So there's no one judging anybody. There's no panel. There's nothing like that. It is a decentralized method of validating your claims. You are responsible for your claims. You make them. People will just verify if they're true or not, and then they contribute to your score. So your score reflects your experience and your achievements as a creator. There is no one saying, oh, your artwork is good or bad or whatever. None of that occurs. It's simply a measure of your experience and reputation. So we are very excited about that. We're gonna make it very flexible and give you the opportunity to continually improve your creator level until you can get to the highest echelon. So every signal you provide, every input you provide, elevates your creator level. I think it's pretty much going to be a one-way system, because unless there's a mistake, because you're constantly growing. There's no way that you're regressing. So it's going to be upward mobility, essentially, towards getting to the maximum score of 10,000. So that's our plan right now. We'll probably have separate sessions for the artists where we go into more detail as the plans are finalized, etc. But I just want to reassure everyone, we have no intention of judging anybody. We have no intention of creating any stratification, etc. It's very, very simple, a scoring system that says this is a numerical way to express what I have done in my career as an artist. That's it. It's a number that expresses your achievements. So we are really excited about this. All right, let's move on to ecosystem updates. So we have here a special guest today. So I'm gonna add them to the stream and welcome Mr. Garfield. How are you, sir? You're muted. Let's see if I can unmute. Garfield, you're muted. If you can unmute, that would be great. All right, we'll give Garfield a second or two to get that going, but he's here today to talk about his amazing project, which is Sabong Evolution. So Garfield, let's see here. Mike.
Oh, there you go. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you now. Welcome. How are you?
Very good. Thank you for having me, Nick. Good morning, Mike.
Absolutely. You're
Good
most
morning.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and I know I gave a little information yesterday. What I wanted to do today is just basically run through that information that I've done yesterday. Nick, if you would be so kind, maybe you can scroll down to where the NFTs are.
Yep. Let's do that.
So that everyone will
so Garfield, this is a whole different audience. So you might want to go through the intro again, because this is a completely different audience.
Of course, we'll do that. So here's the three different phases that Sabong Evolution will embark into. Phase one will be the egg NFT, which has 50,000 NFTs, and excuse me, the price of this is $40 a piece. We will be accepting USDC, Vitro, and also Wrap Vitru. Okay, so this phase one is pretty much any day now. I'm not going to give a set date because I'm having a back-to-back meeting with the development team, but it's coming soon, very soon. Okay, and phase two will be the hatchings. It'll be the hatchlings, and the price for these NFT would be $50, and it has a total supply of 40,000. And so finally on phase three, a total supply of 30,000 NFTs, which is now a full-grown rooster ready to embark into the Sabong game. Okay. Now, what I want to understand really for everyone to see is that Sabong Evolution, Nick, has committed to giving 12,000 vibes, okay, for the community to own. So in other words, phase one, when sold out, 3,000 vibes will be unlocked. Phase two, when sold out, 4,000 vibes will be unlocked. Phase three, when sold out, 5,000 vibes will be unlocked. A total of 12,000 vibes will be owned by the community. The best part is after phase three, 100,000 Vitru is also given to the community in a pool. Not the Vitru itself, because the Vitru is locked, as we all know it, 5 years. But the rebase of this Vitrus, the 100,000 Vitrus, will be owned by the NFT holders as well. And I think that's probably the best that I can do. When I went back and forth with the team and finally got them to agree in the beginning. It's so funny because we originally just agreed on 5,000 vibes, but at the end of the day, I was able to lock in 12,000 vibes, and 100,000 V-True will be owned by the NFT holders of the community. I think that's pretty much it. Just a highlight, guys. You know, you're gonna need to see the launch day because everything will be there. The questions will be answered there, all of which are pretty much in place. So I'm excited, Nick. I don't know if
Yeah,
the community is excited.
community is very excited. I'm very excited. I think it's great to and you might have seen earlier in the show where Mike talked about, you know, the blocks ecosystem coming together with Sabong Evolution being the second game following Vortex, and it's great. I have a question for you, Garfield.
Sure.
Can you give us a little bit of the genesis of the project? How and why are you doing this? How did it come together?
Oh, that's a very good question, Nick. You know, as I've said yesterday, I followed you from the day that you started, and I'm a fan. I'm a fan of you because your dedication to the community, what you've been through, what you went through, it I don't think I can do it. Okay. But since I followed you in every step of the way, and what truly amazed me is that I've seen a lot of companies wherein I can honestly compare what you've done in the last, what, 55, 56 weeks that you've never missed in 1 year. That to me is something. That tells me something. When I got these vibes, when you created the program of the vibe, you know, to mitigate, to control the self pressure of Vitru, you know, that blew my mind. And there's no questions asked. The team asked me, "What are we going to do, Garfield?" I said, "We're going to lock in everything so we can get vibes. We're going to lock in everything because we're going to support the blockchain." Now, do we just stand back and hold on to our vibes, or do we create something? Can we create something that's never been found out there? So we started brainstorming. We started looking at the Zynga, the Black Star, the you know, all these gamers, all these development companies, and to my amazement, Nick, I've never seen a rooster. And you know, and of course, you know, I know that this has been mentioned in our community. We're in Sabong is illegal in some, you know, Southeast Asia, and we all understand that, guys. As a matter of fact, we did a lot of due diligence in this regard. We're familiar with PETA, you know, people for ethical treatment of animals. We've seen a game, Grand Theft Auto, wherein there was just a section there where there was a cockfight, and they were criticized by PETA. There's, if I'm not mistaken, probably millions of members of PETA around the world. And that's the reason why Sabong Evolution was born. Because here you will see a journey. You will go into two different journeys. One to go into games where different countries will compete. And we will get that. This is going to be exciting because US will compete against El Salvador, against Philippines, against United Kingdom. Each and every country will have their own rooster. And here's the best part, Nick. I know I haven't shared this yesterday. Each phase one, phase two, phase three, will have 50 extremely rare NFTs. When I say extremely rare, it's because this 50 will be the supervillain and the superheroes that will be seen in the game. This 50 will be the supervillain superheroes also that will be seen in the Anarchy movie. That's why it gets exciting, guys, because you don't know what you're going to end up minting. You don't know. But remember, each NFT that you hold is attached to the vibe and also attached to the rebases of the 100,000 V True. So going back to why it was born, well, in your download, Nick, that we wanted to grow the ecosystem. We wanted to do something. If I decide or the team decides to just stand on the sidelines and wait for the ecosystem to thrive, then we're not really contributing. And that's when we decided to start raising funds way back in May. We've raised several hundred thousands. That's why we're pretty much in position to roll out phase one because, oh man, I sometimes I'm speechless. I love to talk, but sometimes I do get goosebumps with my own excitement, And that's why we wanted to contribute to the blockchain. We wanted to contribute to the community. And so we created Sabong Evolution.
This is just amazing, Garfield. I appreciate all your good, kind words and your amazing support for the community. You are a true legend in the community, and much respect to you, sir. So this is great, and I look forward to collaborating you and bringing this vision to life on Vitruveo. And also, thank you for the giveaways. We did some yesterday. We're going to do some again tomorrow night and at Saturday Night Fever, and keep more people help more people learn about Sabong evolution as we get to the first phase of it. So thank you, really exciting, and I'm excited to see that there is a mainstream Hollywood movie with already an IMDb link that's there, and that's 2026, right?
That's right. Because the Sabong game is late 2025. So we've got producers and the director on board already. The
Fantastic.
director of movie Ruthless, Art Camacho, is the director of Sabong Evolution. And if I may, what I gave out yesterday was yesterday. So Nick, I'd like to add another ultra 30 ultra vortex for your tomorrow's event, for tomorrow night's event. Yesterday I gave 30 rares. For today, for the community of the OGs and the creators, I'm giving 30 ultra vortex for tomorrow night.
That's great. Appreciate that so much. We actually have some yet to give away from yesterday, so we'll add them to the stash here and take care of the drop tomorrow. So that's great. Thank you so much, Garfield. It's
Very
always
good.
a pleasure to have you, and it's an open invitation to come back here and talk about Sabong evolution as it evolves, so we can keep the community apprised of all the developments. So thank you, and have a great weekend.
Thank you, Nick, for having me. Thank you, community, for listening in.
All right, this is so exciting. This is really, really great. All right, let's move on. So I think that was the last topic, but one thing remaining to talk about the fact that we will have Saturday Night Fever is going to be a regular thing for a while, at least until my wife tells me that I'm no longer available at 8 p.m. on Saturdays. So anyway, so 8 p.m. PST Saturday, Sunday 3 a.m. UTC. We're going to have an art buying blitz. We got leftovers from Thursday to tackle, so there's going to be lots of buying, but this is with a fun vibe. Tomorrow, I should have updated my slide. Tomorrow is going to be a Bollywood theme, so we're going to have Bollywood music and things like that, and it's going to be a lot of fun. We are going to have Vortex airdrops. Garfield just added some. Vitruveo is going to have some, and it is going to be a party. So Saturday Night Fever is on Bollywood theme, 8 p.m. tomorrow, Saturday the 28th. So see you there. All right. And I'll take the questions in a bit. Mike has left, so I'm gonna have to field things solo, but I'll try my best. But one thing I do want to announce: this here is DAOnload season 4, episode 13, and I just want to announce that this is going to be our last DAOnload ever. So does that mean we're gonna give up our Friday updates? No. Well, since we have transitioned away from a DAO, we feel that calling it a DAOnload is probably obsolete. So the new season begins next Friday, which is we go by quarters. So that will be season 5, episode 1, and we're gonna have a new name for you then. So it's not gonna be called DAOnload. This is our last DAOnload. I got you there by hinting that it was the last one. So yeah, but it'll be with a new name. We don't have that name finalized yet, but we'll reveal it during the week and get going. So our updates on Friday will continue as always. It'll just be with a new name. All right. With that out of the way, let's scroll through and take some questions. Now I'm flying solo here, so bear with me. It's going to take a little bit of time for me to get through these. I have been requested. Yeah, that's cool. Let's see here. I'm scrolling through, guys, here and trying to find questions. Okay, so Robert says, any thoughts on doing a tier-based stake on top of time-based? That is 10K for one year, gets higher APR than 1K for 1 year. Robert, that's a great idea. I was all done with this core stake contract. Let me think about how we can change it efficiently and quickly so we don't delay the program anymore to implement this. So let's make a note of that. So tier-based APR for staking. Got it. All right. This is a really good idea. I appreciate it. I'm just scrolling through, hence the silence. Let's see. Crypto says nothing like this has been done before. The creativeness and innovation Vitruveo is bringing to the world is truly amazing. Yes, thank you. I appreciate that very much. Michael says, with the scoring system, Web2 artists will easily come on board as it guarantees they aren't starting from scratch, but are retaining their earning level. Absolutely. Yeah. So I don't know about the earning level, but what I can say is in terms of sort of, you get to a point in your career where you've put in the time, you've put in the work, you've put in the effort, etc., and you've reached a certain level. When you join a new ecosystem, you want that recognized, and that's what the level will do. In terms of earnings and things like that, that will be still dependent on the artist, etc. But what we will do is make sure that their experience is visible, is known. All right, still looking. Okay, does Sabong have a Discord channel for updates and announcements? Yeah, so sabongevolution.com is where you want to go. I think they've got all the links on that page, so you can find everything there. Let's see here. Gus says, why chickens and not cats? So that's a question for Garfield. You can ask in Discord, guys. I don't know the answer to that. All right. Looks like that's the questions. Lots of hip shaking and removing bulb moves. Yeah, Bollywood. Yes. Let's see here. Wealthy King says, any update on marketing? Yeah, so we are actually right after this download, I'm meeting with a firm, and we've been meeting with them about doing some of the marketing for Veo. So we are getting closer to a resolution, meaning an agreement on that. Paul says, how will a newcomer to crypto who wants to buy art from a curator stack buy VUSD with USDC without going to Veo? Yeah, that's a great question. Actually, not ready to have people use it yet, but as of this week, we now have deployed contracts on all major chains: Ethereum, Binance, Base, and Polygon. I'll show you real quick. Actually, let's get to that. Give me a second. And what it does is it allows you to buy. VUSD directly on that chain. So let me quickly show you this on BSC scan. So here's our contract on Binance, and you can see that it has a feature called Mint Public VUSD. So in other words, you basically actually, I'm sorry, Mint Bridge VUSD. That's the one. So you as a buyer can put in how much you want, pay with in this case USDC on Binance, and boom, the VUSD appears in your wallet on Vitruveo. So similar to that, we have the same kind of contract. I'll show you on Polygon. So it's been deployed there also, and we have the same thing, Mint Bridge VUSD. We also have it on Ethereum and on Base. So I'll show you the Base one first and then go to the Ethereum one. So this was done in preparation of having a buy VUSD page, because we want to make it easy for people to buy. We are working on the credit card purchase. As I've mentioned before, that's going to take a little bit of time, but the contracts on all these chains are already deployed. And in fact, right now, if anyone wants to go to this contract and test it out, it will work. It will drop VUSD into your wallet. What I can do is I can put the addresses in Discord in a minor update shortly later today, because I have a meeting right afterward. So if anyone wants to try it out, they can. You can do it for as little as $1, where you drop $1 into this contract here, and then over here on Vitruveo, it shows up as $1 VUSD in your account. So yeah, we are getting close to the point where we want to enable VUSD buying, but by anybody, which is how we're going to unlock and grow the number of patrons. All right. So Sunny has a question about curation. Is there one art? If there's one artwork and in more than 2 curations and it's sold, so the only one curation makes money? Yeah. So you have to think of a curation as an ad. If you think about it that way, the answer becomes very obvious. Someone clicked on one of the ads, right? And then the sale was made. So which ad did they click on? Which curation, which stack did they click on? That's the one that makes money. The fact that the artwork is in multiple curations is not relevant to this. It's lead generation. So one of the things that we have to explain and help artists understand, that we are building marketing channels, distribution channels here. So this is about generating leads. So when someone has generated a sale for you, they've generated a lead and then actually helped close the sale. Therefore, they get paid. A random other person who included your artwork and promoted it does not get paid, because their effort did not result in the sale. Whose effort resulted in your sale? That's who gets paid. Phantom says, I'm assuming a person can have more than one curation listed, correct? You can have an infinite number of curations listed, and we encourage you to list and promote as many curations as you can. In fact, we want non-artists to do that, because that's how you can make money. So if you have a website, if you have an audience for something niche, what you should do is create a curation of artworks that would appeal to that audience. So maybe you have something about bicycles, a blog about bicycles. So then you curate something with bicycles and share it with them. And maybe someone likes a bicycle artwork and they buy it, and we have hard coded it to 10% right now, the fee, but you can edit that later. The cap is 25%. You can't do more than 25%, but you will earn that money, and the artist will also earn money, and the blockchain also makes money. So everybody wins when you promote a stack, and it's super easy and super simple to create a stack. Put a button on, go select some artworks, and choose whether you want it to be a video, a slideshow, just an image, and share the link. That's it. If someone happens to click on it and a sale happens, everybody wins. So that's the cool part about it. All right. Curating is addictive, I'm telling you. Yes, it is. It is absolutely addictive. I wanna share with people the curations from the last Blitz, and you can see how people are really coming together and creating some amazing curations. I don't even know what the count is right now. We'll go look at it real quick. Give me 1 second. I'm going to pull that up for you. Here we go. Here we go. Let's pull that up here and look at the current count. So the color highlights are the artists who I select for the live stream. They make choices on which ones I should look at. But these are all the curation submissions. And you can see, let's see, it was 250 yesterday. It's probably, well, it's 265 right now. So this is it. A curation comes down to a link. So you pick a link, you go click on it, and what it does is it takes you to search immediately with the artworks in that curation. So you can pick any of these, and when someone clicks that link and goes and buys one of these artworks now from this curation, you will see what's happened is that, well, I'm not connected. Let me connect my wallet. I'm not logged in. Give me a second. Oops. Log in there, connect, confirm. Okay, so now what I want to show you is this new feature here. Notice how it says platform 2%, curator 10%, because it came from a curated link. If I had gone to search directly, let's say that I just reloaded here and go to search directly and go to any artwork and do the same thing, you're going to see that it does not have the curator fee. It only has the platform fee of 10%. But pick any of these, and let's pick that one. Go to it and click on it, and oops, I didn't mean to click on that. Sorry. Click on that, view, and now you'll see that there's a curator fee. So the system is intelligent and recognizes the link came from a curated fee, a curator, and automatically applies the curator fee to the transaction. And notice how the artist asking price is always the same. The buyer pays the fees. It's just like sales tax or things, etc. You pay additional. The artist always gets it. Now, on other blockchains and other marketplaces, those fees come out from the artist's take. So if the artist had put $100, they might get less because the fees come from there. And this is not true across the board. I'm just saying a majority of them have it that way. But we are deliberate in saying that the artist never pays anything on our chain. So it's going to be like that. All right. So saw my artwork in the soul just now. Didn't even know I sold. Didn't get the mail. Yeah. So one of the things is we are going to start deprecating the use of email and move more towards RSS feeds. The reason that's cool and important is because you choose how you want to be notified. If you want a text message, if you I don't know, have some other system to be notified by, you can do all of that, because email is fairly archaic. I check my email maybe once every 2 or 3 days. It's I don't check it much anymore. All right, so I think that's it. We've those are the updates for today. We are gonna come back to you as always next Friday with a new name. No more download, but during the week we'll give you a lot of minor updates, and of course I'll see you again live tomorrow for Saturday Night Fever. Excited about that. Please join us. We want to try and break our previous record, which was 1,500 live viewers. So please join us. All right. That's it. I'm out. See you. Bye-bye.